What's up, everybody? It's One Key, and I know that I've been really lacking on videos for a spring split. I think I've only done like two, and they haven't even been VODs. So this is gonna be my first VOD review of the season. Um, I mean, I don't I don't have any good excuses. It's me slacking really badly. I'm gonna be picking it up, and this is gonna be the first video of many to come for the rest of the season that are going to highlight North American League of Legends games and my breakdowns of the games. All right. So I'm not even going to do a spring split game to start out. I'm going to start out with the game that was very disappointing to me and Zell, and that is TSM versus Flash Wolves, the tiebreaker match during MSI group stage on the last day and the last game. A game that I felt could have been won by TSM, could have been won by either game. In the end, Flash Wolves wins. Spoiler alert, sorry. Um, Flash will end up winning, but I feel like TSM could have played it if they had played to their strengths, and we'll go over that through the draft phase, and then we'll watch some of the game. The game's actually pretty long. Plus, it's also the end of the day thing, um, so let's get to it. All right, so mute the game so we can see what we got here. All right, and here we go. I always like the intro. All right, so we start out with Flash Wolves. They chose to be on blue side, and they gave TSM red side. Very interesting pick in my um, I would say very interesting pick coming from my point of view, but they made it work for them. It was very interesting. So let's go over to the bans really quick. I don't know why that's there. It's really annoying. Okay. So first off, we have a Kennen ban, which I think is very interesting, followed by a LeBlanc ban, which I think is actually very typical. Bjergsen hasn't shown us a lot of LeBlanc play, and I think Maples played him a couple times during the thing. We got Ivern, which I think is a very solid ban against Svenskeren, followed by Syndra, which I don't 100% understand why. I think Bjergsen, they should have kept that open for Bjerg, followed by Caitlyn ban, which I think is so-so. Wild Turtle hasn't really had a great year on Caitlyn so far, so I and yeah, so Caitlyn I think was kind of a wasted ban, and then to follow it all up, we've got Malzahar, which is a target against Sword Art because we haven't seen a lot of Malzahar mids yet. He's mostly been a support champion. So just going over this initial ban phase really quick. I think both teams, I think Flash Wolves actually had the better first set of bans than TSM did in this phase. I think Kennen was a good pick because Hanser has shown us that he can carry on Kennen very well and that he could do some great initiations. Ivern, Svenskeren can play a great Ivern, can do great things on Ivern, play a very good support role. And then Caitlyn, like I said, Wild Turtle's been known to play just the main staples that we've seen out of North America. He's mostly played Ashe and Lucian. And then, so I don't 100% understand the Caitlyn. I will say this as a disclaimer: I didn't watch much of MSI this year, so I don't know if he played it at all or if they were talking about him playing it in scrims. But I still don't think it was the best of bans because he hasn't been notorious. He's not even a great Caitlyn player when Caitlyn was notoriously picked up. I would say Doublelift is a better Caitlyn player, but once again, Doublelift's not on the team yet. Alright, so then looking at TSM bans, I think LeBlanc is a great pick. It's a great ban away because Bjergsen hasn't picked her up much since they kind of nerfed her assassin ways from what she used to be, just the whole glass cannon build. Syndra, I don't think was a great ban because I think Bjerg actually is probably one of the best Syndra players in the world right now. And I think they should have kept that open, especially since I don't think Flash Wolves would have first picked her, even if she was picked up. And then Malzahar, decent ban. I don't think Sword Art would have played him no matter what, but I would have rather seen the Lulu band here, especially with things like, you basically open up the box for, if they don't first pick Lulu here, which I believe they do. You open up the whole thing to Lulu Rengar builds or Rengar team comps, all right? Or Death Ball comps are coming back in this style, so the whole Death Ball comp. All right, so let's keep going. So Flash Wolves, of course, instantly locks in Lulu, which once again I think would have been a better ban instead of Malzahar. All right, we got a lock-in of Karma, which most likely is going to go to the bottom, and then there's the Lucian, the fallback default. I don't know why he went Lucian here. Very interesting to me. I would have said Ashe, but I guess Lulu was the whole. I mean, Ezreal can be the whole counter to it. So let's just keep going. So then we got a Carso locks in Lee Sin, and I believe Maple locks in Fizz for MMD. Yeah. Alright, and the last pick is going to go to Bjergsen. So the Flash Wolves, I'll just let it go. Hold on, before I keep going. La da da da. Flash Wolves picked a pretty good team so far. TSM, some questioning picks up till this point, but we'll see. We only got 5 more seconds. This is where I think we should see more talking out of Parth right now. He's not very vocal at this moment, which I believe was a big problem. Alright, so before we get into the ban phase, let's talk about the first set of picks. Because Flash Wolves right now have generated a very normal team comp to what we had seen in MSI so far, or for what I'd seen. TSM is kind of picking bits and pieces to, counteract what they picked. Now, Lulu, I think, was a great pick. I think Lulu, check plus. Alright. Lulu was a great first pick. Because she wasn't banned away. That's why I think she should have been banned instead of Malzahar. The Karma, I think, in the end, it goes to Biofrost. I don't think Karma was very... How do I say? I don't think Karma's the staple, but if I was them, I would have probably gone with something else. Like, why can't we get something that kind of hard counters Lulu very easily? Stuff like that. And then I think if you're going to go Karma, why not just go Ashe? Why get Ezreal? I mean, I know they're the great combo, but Wild Turtle has had a better time on Ashe than he's had on Ezreal this entire season so far. So I'm not 100. I don't really like these two picks. Not a big fan of these two picks. And I don't think picking up... I really think Ezreal being picked right now was actually a big no-no. Or, if you want to lock down your ADC, I think Karma right now is a big no-no. I think they could have gone without either one of these right now and not locked in their bottom lane, because we only see the support out of Flash Wolves. Like, this is the only one we see. We only see the support. That was a terrible ass. I'm not even going to try. So that was all we see is the support out of Flash Wolves. And yet, TSM counters by picking their entire bot lane, which I think is kind of ridiculous, because you are saying that not Lucian, an Ezreal with a Lulu is going to be... You're scared that they're going to pick up Ezreal? I would have waited to see what they got, really. Let them pick their bot lane. They just locked in that. So actually, that's what I would have done. I would have said, Scrooge this. Don't pick the Ezreal. And instead, I would have rather seen Svenskeren go and pick up Mr. Lee Sin here, okay? That's what I would have seen. Because he has had a great Lee Sin this entire MSI. Like, the few times he's played Lee Sin, he actually did good. He hasn't been playing that well on the Graves. So I don't know why they did that, because then they leave Lee Sin open for Karsa. I mean, other than SKT's jungler, who's had an undefeated season on Lee Sin, no one else has had an undefeated season. But still, he is one of the top tier junglers in this entire thing. And what do? You first pick your bot lane, which isn't, I would say, isn't the smartest idea you got out here, and then you hand over what's probably been considered the number one support, and then considered the number one jungler, and then you go ahead and pick number 2, which is his most likely counter, but, you know, like I said, Sven hasn't been having a good time on Graves. So then, that's what I would have done. I would have ditched Ezreal. Actually, right here. Picked my jungler, which would have been Lee Sin. Then let them counter, because they most likely would have picked either jungler or ADC. Most likely ADC right here. So then we would have seen an ADC pick instead of Lee Sin, and we would have probably seen a Fizz for MMD. And then what you do, instead of getting Graves here, you get your top laner. So you basically get whoever Haunter wants to counter Fizz. Because what you've done is you've made Flash Wolves show their hand on what their bottom lane synergy is going to be, and you made them show their hand on the top lane. Now you can counter the top lane, and then you kind of hope to God they don't ban out Ashe or something. Or if you're really scared that they're gonna ban out Ashe, like if all you're picking is support, jungle, and top laner, then don't pick Karma. Pick your ADC. So go Lulu support, ADC, Lee Sin, or Lee Sin and ADC. Then let them lock in their bot lane, probably, most likely, or counter to the Lee Sin and their top lane, and then you just log in the top lane counter. Boom! That right there can actually probably would have saved their draft. But let's keep going. Alright, so now we're in draft phase 2. I mean, we're in ban phase 2, and it starts out with TSM. We don't see a lot of talking on the side of TSM, and I'm very annoyed by that. Alright, so they don't want the Juggernaut comp, because they get rid of Kog'Maw, which I think, I mean, people have played him recently, but I don't think everybody's picked up the Juggernaut comp, and unless they locked in Orianna, which we know they didn't, it would have been crap. So I think, in the end, I think Kog'Maw actually wouldn't have been a good ban. If you're scared of the Juggernaut comp, get rid of the pieces of the Juggernaut comp and get rid of Orianna. And that would have flushed out Bjergsen's, that would have made Bjergsen's lane a little bit easier. But I'll shut up. Flash Wolves ban out Jace. TSM's talking about their ban. Sorry, I just don't. Okay, so then we get Twitch. Which, just watching this again really annoys me. Well, I'll go over it in a minute. Alright, so we get Twitch, and then... Man, they really went... I forgot, they went down to the last second. And then Ahri. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this for one quick second. I wish I could get rid of this. So let's talk about this for one quick second, guys. This is my problem, and I've said this before in another video about how I think no one's really used the 10 ban system, at least in North America, and most likely EU. I don't know about Korea, China, or any of the leagues over there, but my whole thing is I don't think anybody's used the 10 ban system right, with the 2 extra bans on your side. And here's my reason why. So, you've locked in, TSM has, so, Flash Wolves instead go, they haven't picked their mid laner yet, or their top laner, so what are we going to do? We're going to pinch the mid lane by getting rid of Ahri, and then we're also going to pinch the mid lane and the top lane a little bit by getting rid of Jace. That was a great ban. Great 2 bans. Amazing. They got rid of 2 champions that could possibly, one that's going to be in mid, that's a mid laner, and the other one that can go both ways. And they just saw the game before, which brought TSM to this tiebreaker. Just, Bjergsen was playing Jace. And they just got rid of him. Like, I don't understand it. And then, like, that was a great 2 bans from them. I actually think those were 2 spectacular bans. Probably I would have banned the same 2 if I was their coach. Now, let's look at TSM. TSM is saying, hey, they have a Lulu. They're going to play Death Ball. Okay, so what do? We ban out the 2 top Death Ball ADCs right now? I'm sorry, your draft has already gone terrible. If I was them, the second you ban, like, I can understand banning one of them, but the second you ban Kog'Maw, and then they respond with Jace, they don't even respond with Orianna. Like, oh, let's just take her off the map completely. Let's get rid of the Death Ball comp. They responded with Jace, which pinched your mid lane a little bit, and pinched your top lane a little bit. What would I have followed up with? I would have followed up with Orianna in a millisecond. Why waste my ban on Twitch? Why? I don't understand it. You've got Haunter, which can throw shields and can speed people up, and you've got an Ezreal, which can shoot from afar and get out of sticky situations pretty easily. And you ban out Twitch. Like, I don't understand why not ban out Orianna, which has way more burst potential over Twitch's sustain. Just ban out the components that make the Death Ball. That make the Death Ball so powerful. Like, if you wanted to get rid of it, you get rid of the shields. That's why Death Ball comps are so powerful, is because, oh, they have this 1 or 2 guys that go crazy, but we just can't kill them because there's so many heals and shields. Then get rid of the shields. And then build, or take the shields away. Instead of banning the shields, take the shield away, put it on your side, and then boom. Okay? Alright. So, once again, I think these were terrible 2 bans. Alright, well, let's keep going. So, get back in it. TSM gets to pick first. So, this was kind of a clutch decision. And, yeah, they locked in. I believe they locked in Shen. I don't remember who Haunter played. Yeah, so Haunter played Shen, and then, yeah, we get the cycle through. Betty gets the cycle through who he kind of wants, because he's kind of got it made in the shade right now. He just needs kind of a backline ADC that can kind of sit there, and I believe he picked the Ashe. For the arrow. I saw the arrow a couple times. Yeah. So you got the arrow for Betty, which is right there, and then there's Sword Art. And then the Talia, the almighty Talia. And then Biofrost hovers Lucian because we had a Lucian in the SKT game, which was crazy. If you didn't watch that, I think it was, I believe it was SKT versus WE, and Faker got played, I think it was Talia versus Lucian. Yeah, he picked Talia, and WE's mid laner picked Lucian, and Lucian went nuts, went crazy. Alright, so, this is it. So, we're gonna go over it really quick. Yeah, if you haven't seen that game, go watch it. Alright, so, we'll just look at the matchups. We've got on the Flash Wolf sides, we got Fizz in the top lane. We got MMD on Fizz in the top lane, Karsa on Lee Sin, Maple on Talia, Betty on Ashe, and Sword Art on Lulu. Matched by TSM, Haunter on Shen, Svenskeren on Graves, Bjergsen on Ryze, which I will never understand that pick, and then Wild Turtle on Ezreal, and Biofrost on Karma. Now, let's break this all down, because when you stare at this long enough, you go, huh, either team can really win, they just have to play to what their strengths are. And you might be going, well, what the heck are their strengths? Okay. So here's the strengths for Flash Wolves. Flash Wolves actually have pretty nice engage comp. And I mean by that because you've got this little bugger right here. So Talia right here actually makes this a perfect engage comp because of her ultimate. Her ultimate, all she's got to do is just ult everybody, just split the team in half with her ult, and then you just engage on the smaller half. You've got Karsa, so we'll give that a check. You got Karsa on Lee Sin. If he goes tanky, which I believe he did, and I'm going to redraw that. You've got Karsa on Lee Sin, who goes tanky. All you got to do is Q in, kick back, and ward hop out. Boom. Or safeguard to an enemy. Safeguard to a friend or a minion, something. Boom. You got MMD with the fish. Great engagement tool. Boom. Also great assassin tool. Boom. Betty with the arrow if it hits. So we'll give that, I'm going to give that a half. We're going to give that a small checkpoint. Boom. So we'll give it a half. Okay. And then Sword Art, Lulu's not an great support, but she is great at if any of these guys go in. So if Karsa goes in, if MMD goes in, Sword Art is there to just make sure they stay alive. So boom. From an engagement checkpoint, Flash Wolves have it on the board. Great. Now, from an engaged checkpoint, TSM, not so much. So you would have to rely on Haunter landing a really good taunt. Svenskeren, no engagement tools there. Ton of burst, but no engagement. Bjergsen would have to land a charged rune prism. Okay. Would have to land a charged rune prism. Turtle, nothing. His ult can't do anything other than clear. And Biofrost can slow. Oh wait, no. Biofrost has, the tether. Sorry guys. And I'm going to just give that a small check. So that's another half. So boom. That's it. So they only have 2.5 gauge tools, engagement tools versus Flash Wolves 3 engagement tools technically. Well, that's, yeah, 3. Because 1 engagement, 2 engagement, half and a half, boom. Equals 3. But where does TSM strengths lie? TSM strengths actually stay nothing but realm. Because, what do we got? We got Svenskeren, who can, we'll start at the top. Haunter, who can be on either side of the map and be present in all team fights. And Shen can turn into a split push, kind of a split push monster. So, boom. Svenskeren can turn into split push. Boom. Bjergsen can turn the split push. Boom. Wild Turtle can fire his ult down. Nah. And then Bio's just there to keep people... Biofrost is actually there to keep people darting in between lanes. That's it. That's what they had to do. And then how would Flash Wolves respond to split push? You got MMD, who can split push on the Fizz. Karsa, which, because he's the only viable tank, he can't really split push, so no. Talia, she has to use, because she went cleanse, has to use her ult just to get from one side of the map to the other. And she's going to say that for team fights. No. You've got Betty, who can kind of, and then no. So, Flash Wolves are going to be looking for nothing but engagements, and TSM should be doing nothing but looking for split push opportunities to split the map and have Flash Wolves kind of bouncing between lanes as quick as possible. So, that's how each team wins. Flash Wolves, find the engagements, take them on. 5v5, they should be doing great, because they should be the ones that engage the fights first when everybody's split on TSM. And TSM should just split and not pick a fight. They should do 1-3-1, and that's it. That's it. Literally put Haunter in a side lane, put Bjerg in a side lane, put Sven and Wild Turtle and Biofrost in the mid lane, and then all you got to do is just back up when they get close and ward like the nutter. That's it. That's all you got to do. All right. So let's go past this. All right. So we're gonna skip through all this. So standard lane setups. Let's keep going. 5. Sorry guys. I don't want to watch the entire game again because it's very disappointing. So I'm only gonna talk about we're only gonna talk about when team fights happen and when solo kills happen. So that's all I'm gonna talk about because that's the main reasoning. And then we'll break during certain parts down and like certain probably past the 15-minute. Ooh, Godfist Lee Sin. I want that skin so bad. Gift it to me, people. Please do. It's just that one key. Please do. I love you forever. So Maple goes and kind of leash. It does like a kind of does the Talia leash for everything. Yeah. So these guys are actually 1-1. So right now, yeah, as you can see right here, Betty and Sword Art, even though they've been out pressured in the lane, they've done a great job at chucking health because Sword Art has sacrificed some of his health to keep pressure up on Biofrost, which made him pop a cookie. No, he didn't pop a cookie. Not yet. Nobody's popped a cookie yet. But they've also been able to chunk. They've also been able to take like a fourth out of Wild Turtle's health. And that's a crucial skill shot that Biofrost should have hit. So let's keep going. So wait till we get to the first kill. Oh, I missed that. Maple did a good job at stealing that Rift. That's River Scuttler away. Sorry. If I remember correctly, this game. Oh, nice blown flash. Beautiful engagement. See, these are the type of engagements we should have seen. I mean, given the kill over to Sven isn't bad, but we'll go back and watch that. Okay, so let's go back. Alright, so let's watch that again. So here we go. We got Sven Saren coming in. Biofrost instantly blows the flash to tether down Betty. And then instantly, let's see. Was there anything I can do other than that was just a perfect engage? Yeah, so as we can see down here in the corner, Sven is doing a great job at keeping away from the river, and he does a really good job at not showing himself until he hits the blast cone. So it's just a good, clean fight all overall. We'll watch it one last time. Flash, tether. Turtle does a really good job of popping that heal for the extra movement speed, and followed up with Biofrost's movement speed from his thing. And then it really doesn't matter at this point who gets the kill because it's so early in the game that I actually like it that it went on the Sven Scarin. So that was just a beautiful kill. Betty was just a little bit too far forward, and there was nothing much he could really do. Blowing the flash was good. Oh, wow. I'm an idiot. I should have known they were going to do that. Yeah, so that was really good, actually. So let's keep going. Sorry, guys. We're just blowing through this really quick. Uh-oh. Crappy internet. So Karsa is making his way through the jungle, which is very good. Go, Karsa, go. See, this is why... See, Karsa's now kind of invading, which is why I think Sven should have played Lee. I mean, he did a really good job with that first blood, but he should have played Lee Sin. So MMD is, like, he's not losing trades, he's keeping up with them, but he's making Hotzer have to respect him because of the new passive damage that Fizz does. If you haven't played the new Fizz, I would recommend to check it out. He's actually very interesting. I've played him a couple times. It takes some practice. Alright, so here we go. This is most likely going to be a kill. Hotzer saw him. Nice connection, and then good getaway. Good getaway. So that was a good ward placement. Here you go, Biofrost. Bjergsen reforwards in. Nice kill. Beautiful kill. Betty we trade Betty for Biofrost. So there's not much really come over on that one. That was actually a really good one. Oh wow. So MMD had done some good chip damage. Talia's not going to come in at this point, so we're good. Because Karsa's way too far up top. So we're not going to see a dive. So that was a good Rift walk in. And Svenskaren was already in the area. So good job. Yep, here's the replay. So Bjergsen, Rift walks in. Good that they tagged Betty. I like that they blinded, because that could have done some more damage. Then MMD wastes his teleport compared to Hanser's ultimate, so TSM is now up in... I mean, both teleports are down, but Hanser must have teleported back to lane at one point. So far, TSM's doing a good job at kind of spreading them thin, trying to keep them guessing where they're going to be, but the problem is that Hanser lost his tower, so now he's got to constantly keep an eye on his lane, because there's no way he's going to be able to keep that lane from not pushing, and that means MMD is free to roam at this point, which is pretty cool. Noticing little subtle details in the animations. So MMD all he has to do is the second Hanser gets the wave to the river. All MMD has to do is just show back up, push it back towards the tower, and that's it. He can disappear. And because of that, Karsa can now just freely roam, and TSM, unless MMD is in the top lane fighting Hanser, they kind of have to watch out. Good ult clear by Wild Turtle. Nice bubble. Alright. Oop, almost got Karsa. So let's see, what could they have done differently? Alright, so let's take a look at what they could have done differently there. Because I feel like that should have been a kill onto Karsa. So let's take a look really quick. So we've got them setting up for everything. Nice ward clear. Make sure nobody teleports into the brush. Ah, there we go. That should have been a good... They should have waited a second to draw the thing, but they got lucky because Karsa jumped the gun. So Svenskaren shouldn't have been seen. So let's take a look at that again. So, as we just saw, Wild Turtle gets chunked pretty hard by Karsa, but he does a good job by shifting out. But that made Karsa go with him, which was a good thing. But here's the thing, Svenskaren, if you can see it, you can still see the particle effect. Svenskaren's Q went this way. When in all reality, there is no teammate over here. He's not gonna... Why would Karsa walk this way? Because if Karsa had gone this way, he would have been instantly tethered, which I think Biofrost had it up. But he would have been tethered or slowed by Karma instantly, which would have hurt him, which meant you could have dealt more damage. Instead, Svenskaren should have had his Q go this way. Well, in a cone, he should have aimed it this way. Basically. Because either Karsa's going to go... I think Karsa was here. So he's either going to go towards Maple, which you can hit him if you aim over here with the T, or he's going to go towards his bot lane of Betty and Sword Art, which is this way. So you would have hit him with the initial cast of your Q if you had just not aimed it towards Biofrost. Which, I don't know if that's just quickness or something, but that was a complete miss shot that shouldn't have happened. He should have aimed it towards one of the teammates. So let's keep going. And then, yeah, he uses the ult, which he should have saved at that point, because since he missed the Q, it's not going to matter. And then Hanser should have chased that. Hanser should have chased that kill. That would have been a clean kill. So Sven is trying to go around, which isn't smart. And unless Bjergsen was tied up, he should have came down he should have rift walked in or something on that kill. So Skaren's doing a good job there, keeping the dragon. Alright, they secure dragon, so let's keep going. So here we go, Talia wall, kind of short, and then Hanser. I don't 100% understand that pathing, so let's take a look at that again. So that's another mistake that TSM kind of had. So let's take a look. So Hanser, let's see if we can grab a shot of that. Alright, hold on guys. I'm just trying to get up to... There most likely will be a replay. Let's see if there is. If not, I'll just hammer back really quick. I want to see if there's a replay of this kill, because that was something that could have been totally avoided. And I think the reason why he didn't do it is because he was going on the kill on MMD. Yeah, I don't think they played again. Okay. Sorry guys, one more rewind. Okay. So let's talk about it. So right here, Hanser has probably landed an empowered Q against MMD. And we can see from here that we've got the Fizz ult right here. And as long as you don't step in this cone, you're fine, because Hanser's right here. We'll use red for Hanser. Sorry. So we got Hanser right here, Fizz ult here. And then we got Talia ult, which stops right here. So Talia ult's going to wall you off right there, buddy. So there's that. So that was the initial setup. And what does Hanser do? He sees this Talia wall, and he instantly goes this way. Because he was trying to dodge the Fizz ult, but he has more damage on Fizz. And then he's trying to get out of Talia's way. Now, here's the two things I would do. Now, he doesn't have a tower here to back him up anymore. He doesn't have Bjergsen who can back him up, but Bjergsen should have been responding sooner. Now, here's my problem with the way this went. So with no tower, and Talia the first one to back him up, Hanser should have instead gone this way. When in doubt, get your minions to help, because Hanser already has all the caster minions focused on MMD. Okay? You see what I mean? So if Hanser, instead of going down, had just gone towards his minions, he would have kept all his minions on MMD. Because MMD has put him with Ignite. So even if MMD resets by basically bunny hopping out, the minions would have reset because all Hanser had to do was just taunt or something. Alright? So if he had gone into the minions, he would have lived. And then the second you don't see so he wastes his Spirit Rush. I think it's called Spirit Rush. But he wastes his taunt over the wall, which he shouldn't have done. What he should have done was instead stayed right there. And the second you don't see Talia pop out over the wall here at the end of her ult, you go that way. Because then that's gonna make Maple do one of two things. That's gonna force him to either blow his flash to go over the wall, which he wouldn't be able to do here, which means Hanser would have gotten 2 seconds to go this way. And then MMD just blew his flash, and MMD probably would have saved it, but you would have probably gotten a kill, because what's coming up right here, Hanser? All your minions. So once again, terrible, terrible pathing choice by TSM there. And he gets stuck, and he tries to get out, and he can't do anything about it, and Bjergsen didn't respond fast enough. Alright, let's keep going. So, that was a terrible pathing choice by TSM that could have saved Hanser. Well, by Haunter, not TSM. So let's keep going. Keep going. So Bjergsen doesn't really have a minion lead. He hasn't been really helpful in anything other than one kill. So he should have a minion lead over Maple, but he's not. Okay, so at this point... TSM has kept their bottom lane in the bot lane, even though they have a tower. TSM has done no damage to any towers. Flash Wolves have taken out a whole tower, and I think have chipped Bjergsen's by a fifth. Yeah. At this point, what they should have done is switch Wild Turtle and Biofrost to the top lane, and just kept them there and switch Haunter down to the bot lane. Alright, let's keep going. They're kind of stagnant at this point. Still stagnant. Still stagnant. Sorry, I don't want to watch the entire game and talk about it. I'm not a shoutcaster, guys. I'm just doing a VOD review. So this is where TSM needs to be careful because MMD is MIA. I'm surprised TSM doesn't have a ward in their red jungle at this point. That's very interesting. So TSM is trying to pick off Talia. And you get a very juicy target on Karsa. And he instantly... Oh, that was a good one. Okay. So that was a good one. So they... Good call on switching over to Lee Sin. Whoa, Sven got chunked there. So Sven needed to watch out on getting pushed over with Talia, because she can push more than one target. So that was a good call by TSM. They switched over to Karsa the second he got in range, and Biofrost was instantly landed the ignite. So good job. Yeah, here it is. So we see they're gonna go after Talia, but the second they get a chance, they burst Karsa down really quickly, pop that, and then we get tagged with two of Bjergsen's things. And then right here, that was just ridiculous. Svenskaren just got caught when he shouldn't have. Alright, so let's keep going. So far TSM, even though they're ahead in the count, they're behind on gold because they need a tower. Like, they have standing gold just sitting there, and they really need to. Turtle kind of needs to be more aggressive at pushing past the river, but he's a little scared, but he shouldn't be because he's Ezreal. He can just jump out if he needs to, and he still has a tower behind him. Sorry. Look, at this point, they should be putting a lot of pressure on that bot tower. And if not, they need to put Haunter down there, put pressure on the top tower. It's Ocean Drake number 2, which goes to Flash Wolves uncontested. See, yeah. Yeah, they instantly take it, they ping it out. Oh, let's see that. Okay, so. Ooh, that's got a large hitbox on it. Nothing much Bio could do there other than probably hug the wall more on that one. He should have seen it better, but this is the problem. When their only split push comes late in the match, like after the 20-minute, like after probably the 22, 25-minute mark, they can't really, Shen and Graves can't really split push effectively by themselves until later in the game. So, they should have responded with that tower a lot faster. Oh, alright, so let's see what we got here. Alright, so we got a fight breaking out in the jungle. Sven is all alone for some weird reason. That's, yeah, MMD's got him. The Urchin Strike. So, this is my problem. So, we've got Maple and Bjergsen in the bottom, in the top side of the jungle, for both of them. Their ults can reach both sides. Svenskaren decides to go into the jungle. I don't know why. Yeah, the steel blue buff, which I think was stupid. Haunter, quick to react. But here's my number one problem with this. Bjergsen should have Rift Walked in. Second, he saw Svenskeren get picked at blue. He should have tried to Rift Walk in. If he couldn't, then pop your ghost and do something. But get there. I don't know why he doesn't have his flash. He did just pop his ghost. Oh, he was fighting Maple. Okay. But still, that was something that he could have. He was fighting Maple. There's nothing much you can do there. But he should have been there to respond pretty quickly. So this is where TSM starts dropping the ball because Bjergsen doesn't really get going. And they just didn't play their split push right. And this is where it starts kind of all falling apart. So they've only got one tower to 2. Both got one dragon. This is when Flash Wolves kind of just start invading and taking over the scene because they can. TSM is now committed to the whole 1-3-1. Biofrost got destroyed right there. So let's take a look at that. Okay, let's not go back that far. Okay, so now we're starting to get into 1-3-1. Well, what looks like the 1-3-1 with Maple and all that, with Haunter in a side lane and Bjergsen in a side lane. This probably should have been called sooner, around the 15-minute mark. They should have probably jump-started the mid-game a little bit because TSM just wasn't doing very well in their lanes individually. Alright, let's take a look at this. So, let's take a look in a book because it's reading Rainbow. So this happens really quick and really fast. So they get blue, give it to Maple. And then right here, we've got Wild Turtle and Biofrost. Turtle should never have turned. That was, okay, so if you're watching, him turning this way to go back and cue the minion. Oh, that's a terrible arrow. So him turning around to go back and cue probably that minion right there was a terrible idea. That gives Betty what he needs. What does Betty do? Betty shoots off his ult. Yeah, he queued the minion for 21 gold. Then what happens? Wild Turtle, instead Rift walks out, gets hit by, not Rift walks, he phase shifts out, gets Biofrost hit by the arrow, and out of the two of them, he's the one that can't go down, that can't get away very quickly. MMD wastes no time by getting in. That's pretty cool. Wastes no time getting in to get the rabbit on. Now Biofrost does a good thing by getting out of there, but now Wild Turtle's stuck because he has nowhere to go. That was just terrible. So let's watch it again. So yeah. So Wild Turtle, shifts out and goes that way, which tags Biofrost instantly dead. Haunter shouldn't have blown his ultimate because there's no way Biofrost is going to get it. And if I was Wild Turtle, I would have shifted that way. Because what you would have done is you would have split MMD's attention. Because, let's see, you have both of them in this area. But instead, if Wild Turtle, who would have been the more prime target because he can respond back damage, he would have probably taken MMD's attention and had MMD shoot the ultimate that way. Probably not most likely, but it might have happened. Biofrost would have still been dead, but then Wild Turtle wouldn't have been caught in this corner by Maple because he has no flash. He just wasted his shift, so there's no way he can get there, and Haunter just wasted his ult on Biofrost, who was already a dead man. Svenskeren can't get over, because if Svenskeren goes over, he'd also be a dead man. And Bjergsen probably can't get on the back line. And he can't. Why would he want to? Because if you look at the minimap, you've got these two waiting right there in case Bjergsen does hit the back line. So once again, more bad positioning decisions. And if Wild Turtle hadn't been right there, he wouldn't, probably Biofrost wouldn't have wasted his flash. Now, let's look at why Sven died. Because Sven shouldn't have been in that fight the second he was out. Alright, so Sven gets polymorphed. This is right after Biofrost dies. And then Sven... So, Biofrost is dead. Turtle's at a third of health. Or a third. And Sven decides to walk forward. Sven should have just darted back. So, Sven's decision to go from here to here, and then not go this way, just killed Svenskeren. Like, what is he thinking? You've got Bjergsen in the back that can kind of cover his retreat. Hauntzer isn't going to be there, but Hauntzer can now push the top lane, because Flash Wolves can't have anybody. And if Svenskeren didn't die, you would have been fine. So, once again, Svenskeren just not thinking. And that prompts Hauntzer to blow his teleport, which he shouldn't have. Hauntzer should have stayed in the top lane, just kept the wave pushing. Because look, now Hauntzer going to die. Whoever called for that teleport, called for it too late. The second Biofrost died. If you're going to call for a teleport again, you call for that teleport the second he dies onto that tower. Like, I don't understand it, people. I do not understand what TSM's doing here. Let's keep going. No, I don't want to watch that again. Just terrible positioning, terrible choice of pathing, and then terrible. Just the end of that fight should have ended the second. That fight should have ended the second Wild Turtle died, because Hauntzer wasn't teleporting in, and Sven should have backed up. Yeah. If it wasn't already going bad, this is when it goes. That was the breaking point. So as we see now, TSM's trying to team fight when they really shouldn't be. They've got Hauntzer in the bot lane, which is good, but he can't respond to anything, so he actually shouldn't be in the bot lane right now. You should have Bjergsen or Svenskeren in the bot lane right now, or Wild Turtle. Have somebody that can get out or lock. I would say have Bjergsen down there because he can lock MMD if MMD dives him. But Hauntzer should not be in the bot lane right now. He's the only tank. He's the only real good form of initiation they have next to Bjergsen. But Bjergsen's the only one who can get to a fight fast on their team from across the map. That's it. There's no reason why Hauntzer should be in. And then boom, we have that. Betty does a great job by getting away, does a great job keeping him out of the way. Like, let's look at that again. So, let's see, where are they coming from? So, this fight, they should never have engaged on this because you've got Svenskeren. Let's see. Where do they come from? So they come from the bush up here to all the way behind Betty. But here's my problem with that. You don't have Karma over here. You don't have... They have not set up this fight properly at all. Like, this is a great pick. This is where a pick comes in handy. This is where their composition can actually get a pick off. But the problem is the only setup you have is Wild Turtle, and he is way back here. He's almost off screen for me. You have Hauntzer with no ultimate, which you wouldn't use at this moment because the only line you have closed off, because Biofrost can only come in from this direction because he's up here. Alright? Biofrost can only come in from one area. So he can only come in from the top left side of my screen. So TSM has not cut off any way for Betty to escape in. Sorry, wrong color. So they have not made any way for Betty to not escape this way. And Betty still has ultimate. Which means unless you burst her down instantly the second Bjergsen and Svenskeren arrive, which you would wait to ult until Betty is in this area, because what can happen over here? You give Hanser a little bit of time to move up the river. You give Wild Turtle a little bit of time to move down this way. Actually, he wouldn't even move that way. You would just have Wild Turtle move closer to the minions. And you would have Biofrost run this way. And then you ult in. Like, there's no reason for them to be ulting in at this exact moment. Right there. So actually, Betty got up there, but where's Biofrost? Biofrost should have been in this area. Biofrost should have been here. If you're going to make that call. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yep. Gets whimsy and everything because Lulu's right there. And you blew 2 ultimates, 3 ultimates, just for not even a pick. Not even a good pick. Well, it would have been a good pick if you got it, but like that pick wasn't going to happen no matter what you did. Sorry. So at this point, TSM is behind 4,000 gold. Yep. The only minion lead that is there is Bjergsen at this point, which is ridiculous. Hanser's been in lane, so he's tied. But I mean, Wild Turtle's had no success. He should have a minion lead. Or he should be closer. He should be tied to Betty, not behind. And Svenskeren should be closer to Karsa. Nice dodge. Okay. Yeah, so keep going through. Yeah, at this point, see, TSM is falling for the trap. I mean, they are setting up the 1-3-1, but just nobody's strong enough yet to really be pushing. Biofrost should be pushing with 1 or 2 people. And Flash Wolves are strong enough because the gold lead is so far in their advantage that no matter what, TSM can't really pull off a 1-3-1 because of stuff like that. Flash Wolves can sit in the jungle and not have to worry about lanes getting super pushed. Like at this point, TSM should have 2 turrets. Should have a bot lane turret, and they just don't. Hanser can't do anything. Flash Wolves are sticking together like, yeah, that was just Hanser getting picked out. Did a good job at not getting picked there. This is just terrible. Like, what they should be able to do, the 1-3-1, they just can't. In all reality, they probably shouldn't. You know, it all came from that draft phase. All came from that draft phase. Sorry, I'm seeing how much longer we got. I think we got like another 20 minutes in the game. So this is where it just kind of stalls, because TSM realizes they can't really 1-3-1 right. They can't 1-3-1 correctly. And they can't really keep a hold of their jungle area. So that they just try to stall the game to when they're more powerful, because eventually that will happen. But they just don't have the ways to pick people off. And then boom, you have Talia wall just wall people off. Like no one on TSM is going to go over that, and they shouldn't. And Sven gets picked again. Shouldn't be that close to the wall when Talia's there. No way that should have happened. Because he almost got bumped over it. Got lucky the wall went down right after. Then look, MMD's been staying in that lane, so he can just keep pushing it up. Sven is trying to be a tank for some weird reason, even though he's not on Ivern. Yeah, so whiffed, but they understand, like, let's not pull the trigger. So Flash Wolves understand, let's not pull the trigger. We missed the Ash ult. We blew the teleport, but let's just keep it up. And look, the bot lane, if you look down here, guys. If you look down at the minimap, I mean, bot lane still hasn't even touched the tower yet. TSM's bot lane still hasn't touched the tower. I mean, they've hit it. There's a little chunk of damage, but that's it. That is it. Yeah, and this Infernal Drake is when things get really bad because Talia does a good job at walling people off. MMD's in the back lane. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this because this is, once again, really bad shot calling from TSM's side. Alright, so they've got 4 there. They don't have Wild Turtle yet. Wild Turtle's going to make it. But they pull the Drake. So let's... Flash Wolves have no vision in the Drake pit, and you pull it, and then you instantly back up, which I don't think was smart. And then they go back on it. Okay, so let's look at this. Let's look at this. So you're all spread out. You've got 4 here with Wild Turtle up here. He's basically right on the other side of that thing. And what does TSM do? They decide to go back to the dragon. Yet, if looking at this, you can technically, all of them can see MMD. They all know MMD is right there. Because they own this. They all know he's right there. What they should have done is instantly killed MMD. Take him out of the fight. This dragon should A, not have been pulled. He should have stayed right there. They should have not pulled him. Let Karsa queue over to pull the dragon, and that's it. They should have not targeted him. They should have instantly turned their tail and focused on MMD. You know, have Bjergsen blow Ghost, get to him, something. But they should have instantly turned and focused on MMD, because what happens right after? They go right for the dragon. They're split on their calls to Leo Wall, and Biofrost gets caught behind the wall. Their shield gets caught behind the wall, and now they turn on MMD. They're getting hit by the dragon, and they turn on MMD. Svenskeren instantly dies from the burst. MMD isn't dying because he's got the Lulu ult, which you could have taken care of the second MMD showed up by just getting rid of him. And now Biofrost is nowhere. Biofrost went all the way back around. Instead of waiting for the wall to break, he went all the way back around. Like, I don't know what I'm missing here, guys, but this is just terrible, terrible shot calling. And then he almost gets caught. Terrible, terrible shot calling from TSM there. They should have instantly turned on MMD. Yep. So let's keep going. So, yeah. So, get another Talia wall to back him off. The second that Talia wall went up, they should have... Somebody should have been pushing in the lane. Something. So now they've got Baron. I mean, if I remember correctly, Flash Walls basically push for the win almost at this point. Yeah, they're pushing on all 3 fronts because they can. Hotzer only has teleport. He doesn't even have Stand United to get back to a team member if they get caught out. Bjergsen's doing next to no damage. Even though he's almost full build. He's missing 1 piece. Haunter teleports way in the back for I don't know what reason. That was a wasted teleport, and then look at that. You gave up. That teleport was not called for. Was there anybody there? Let's take a look. So Haunter's backing. You can tell on the minimap. And then the only ward is all the way over there. He's not even channeling teleport yet. Now he channels it, and they're already shifting towards the top side. And because he's all like, if they were still stuck here, then yes, that is a good move. Because maybe you get somebody. But you wasted the teleport for that? Why not teleport here? And then pinch them this way? Like, what was that? Was that ward even there? Yep, that ward's there. That was a terrible teleport. They knew it. They instantly give up top lane because of this. You instantly surrender that tower. Maple has ult, so of course you can't do anything about this. Wild Turtle got tagged, so you got to surrender this tower. Haunter goes in on a rift walk, I believe, which he shouldn't have. They should all been fighting under tower. Yep. Yeah. So Flash Wolves, they backed off. And then they get Elder Dragon, and I think they end up winning off Elder. So we're gonna end it there, guys. Alright, guys. So I don't know what else to say other than that was a textbook game on bad shot calling, terrible pathing decisions, and just bad use of what your team strategy is. I don't like putting the blame on anybody because I like TSM, probably like them more than I should, but that was just terrible. Terrible game. Alright, well, guys, I don't got much else to say other than that, you know, it was fun doing that again. I'm going to do some more soon, hopefully. Hopefully TSM learns from this, and we see them pick it up in the in Summer Split. I don't know. They got to change some stuff up behind the scenes. I'm gonna go watch TSM Legends soon for what they were going through after that loss, because that was just something that shouldn't have happened. Alright, guys. Well, I'm One Key. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. It's right down there. Give me a like button, subscribe, follow, do whatever you want to do. I've got a Twitter now. I've got a Facebook now. I'm working on getting stuff for them. Probably next time you see me, this beard's going to be a little bit fancier and trimmed up because I got to for work. So, I'm going to miss it so much. Alright, guys. My name is One Key. It's been fun. Peace.